Savant syndrome is a condition in which a person with a mental disability, such as an autism spectrum disorder, demonstrates profound and prodigious capacities or abilities far in excess of what would be considered normal. People with Savant syndrome may have neurodevelopmental disorders, notably autism spectrum disorders, or brain injuries. The most dramatic examples of Savant syndrome occur in individuals who score very low on IQ tests, while demonstrating exceptional skills or brilliance in specific areas, such as rapid calculation, art, memory, or musical ability. In spite of the name syndrome, it is not recognized as a mental disorder nor as part of mental disorder in medical manuals such as the ICD-10 or the DSM-V. Characteristics: according to psychiatrist Darrell Trefort, almost all savants have prodigious memory, which he describes as very deep, but exceedingly narrow. It is narrow in the sense that savants may exhibit exceptional memory but have difficulty putting it to use. Some individuals with Savant syndrome also have a keen sense of priority, which can involve a broad understanding of politics, law, and a conceivably heightened vocabulary. Savant skills are usually found in one or more of 5 major areas: art, musical abilities, calendar calculation, mathematics and spatial skills. The most common kind of autistic savants are the calendrical savants, a Euro-human calendars, a Euro-unregistered trademark who can calculate the day of the week with speed and usually with accuracy. Memory feats are the second most common savant skill in a survey. 50% of savants are autistic. The other 50% often have some form of central nervous system injury or disease. Among autistics, 10% have some form of savant abilities. Mechanism: psychological. No widely accepted cognitive theory explains savants' combination of talent and deficit. It has been suggested that individuals with autism are biased towards detail-focused processing and that this cognitive style predisposes individuals either with or without autism to savant talents. Another hypothesis is that savants hypersystemize, thereby giving an impression of talent. Hypersystemizing is an extreme state in the empathizing Euro-systemizing theory that classifies people based on their skills in empathizing with others versus systemizing facts about the external world. Also, the attention to detail of savants is a consequence of enhanced perception or sensory hypersensitivity in these unique individuals. It has also been confirmed that some savants operate by directly accessing low-level, less processed information that exists in all human brains but is normally unavailable to conscious awareness. Neurological: Savant syndrome results from damage to the left anterior temporal lobe, an area of the brain key in processing sensory input, recognizing objects and forming visual memories. Savant syndrome has been artificially replicated using transcranial magnetic stimulation to temporarily disable this area of the brain. Epidemiology: there is no agreement about how many people have savant skills. The estimates range from exceedingly rare to 1 in 10 people with autism having savant skills in varying degrees. A 2009 British study of 137 parents of autistic children found that 28% believe their offspring met the criteria for a savant skill, defined as a skill or power at a level that would be unusual even for normal people. As many as 50 cases of sudden or acquired Savant syndrome have been reported. Males with Savant syndrome outnumber females by roughly 6:1, slightly higher than the sex ratio disparity for autism spectrum disorders, which is 4.31. History: the term idiot savant was first used to describe the condition in 1887 by John Langdon Down, who is known for his description of Down syndrome. The term idiot savant was later described as a misnomer because not all reported cases fit the definition of idiot, originally used for a person with a very severe intellectual disability. The term autistic savant was also used as a diagnosis for this disorder. Like idiot savant, the term autistic savant also became looked at as a misnomer because only 1/2 of those who were diagnosed at the time with Savant syndrome were autistic. Upon realization of the need for accuracy of diagnosis and dignity towards the individual, the term Savant syndrome became widely accepted terminology. Society and culture: prodigious savants. A prodigious savant is someone with a skill level equivalent to or greater than that of a prodigy, regardless of any cognitive disability. The most common trait of prodigious savants is their seemingly limitless mnemonic skills, with many having eidetic or photographic memories. Prodigious savants are extremely rare, with fewer than 100 noted in more than a century of literature on the subject. Treffert estimates that fewer than 50 or so such individuals are alive today. Prodigious godly savants were mentioned in both the Arabic Infancy Gospel and the Infancy Gospel of Thomas, which were a large part of the apocryphal New Testament, and which describe the savant life of Jesus as a child. In other religious writings, these gifted individuals were called godly savants or spiritual geniuses and were described in the Second Coming of Christ by Paramahansa Yogananda. Godly savant references to Jesus, Shukadeva and the Hindu saint Swami Shankara can also be found here. Prodigious savants were widely written about in India as a part of their spiritual law and writings in the Bhagavad Gita. Notable cases: the following are well-known people with savant syndrome, noted for their talent in their identified fields. See also, Asperger's syndrome, idesthesia, creativity and mental illness, hypertimesia. References